Okay, welcome back, and please have your cameras turned on, and I know you are back in the class. Really excited to come to the final part of the presentation. Ding ding. And oops, let me just press one more time the button. Hang on a minute. Ding ding. Come on, let it work. Okay. Are we back? All right, I can see all of you right now. Okay, so just now my angels told me that they were flooded with WhatsApp messages from you guys, and one of the hottest questions that you guys are asking my angels is, hey teacher, how do I get access to that what we call the the grid product? How many of you are thinking about the grid product, the financial freedom product? What kind of number of you? So let me tell you what happened in January 2020. So in January 2020, I got a whole bunch of coaching students who flew into Singapore, and majority of them are from Taiwan, right? So back then, I arranged for them to meet my banker. Now, if they were to go to my banker directly, no bankers will meet them, right? There are certain countries that are very sensitive. They don't want to do business with, like Philippines. I was told Philippines, Taiwan, and plus some other countries. So they came in. I organized for them to meet my banker, and back then my thinking was, hey, you know what? You need a place where you can have an offshore account. And quite a number of them straight away open up a banking account in Singapore. And that was my thought, because I say if Taiwan eventually takes over, China eventually takes over, you need a place to like quickly deploy your capital elsewhere. And they done it successfully. So likewise, today, quite a number of you are asking me about the grid product. Now, if you walk into the bank and ask about it, I don't think most of the bankers will not entertain. And I only do this for our coaching students. So if you're a coaching student during the one-to-one call, if you're interested, then I will make the special arrangement for you so that you are being referred by someone who owns 3 of the products. Like right now, I'm getting paid like from my 3 I already passed more than 2 years already. And then I also kind of act as a double check for you that you are not blindsided, because this product is a lifetime product. It's not like one time you buy, that's it, you forget about it. Every year there's accountability, there's audit. So those of you who are interested, I can only extend this service for those of you who are entering to the one-to-one coaching call with me. Then I can make the personal introduction. And in a way, I'm also KYCing you. KYC means know your customer. And the banks will also do their check on AML, anti-money laundering. They are very serious about it, especially from certain countries they are not so willing to do business with. All right? So let me know if you're interested. Get into the coaching call with me, and then I'll do the introduction. Right now, we are left with about 5 minutes to the opening bell. As you can see, what's been talking right now is the contingent effect. So let me just turn on this effect.
Professor Wong, I call him Da Vinci. He's the guy who came up with it. Now he's got 2 other guys and scientists involved. But that is the gold mine. So
okay, you see that the Chinese factories start to open up.
You're selling it.
And then there's a kind of a kill-off on the semiconductor because of Intel yesterday. Tonight will be AMD. And who's really the biggest player out there for semiconductor chips? So I'm going to show you based on what you watch on the TV screen. All right? How do you correlate that to the products that we have built for you? So here we go. We're going to go back to our daily bread. And right on top, you will see the 8 magical time frames, right? And today we're going to go to this time frame called the $1 trillion market cap. 1 decade time frame, 10 years. Click on it. Pong. And once you arrive in it, what essentially we want to show you is which are the companies that will have the highest probability to cross and break the $1 trillion market cap. So of course, the current $1 trillion market cap holder is what I call the mama stocks, right? M for Microsoft, A for Apple. The other M is actually Metaverse, which is Facebook, but unfortunately their stock price crash. Then the last two A is Alphabet and Amazon. They are the $1 trillion market cap companies, all right? So Microsoft got killed because of the whistleblower of Instagram. And from that point onwards, they couldn't kind of recover from their stock price. They had to innovate. They innovate by changing themselves into a metaverse company. But it's so visionary, so far ahead, nobody understands what the heck they are doing. So the stock price couldn't climb back. Then you can see number 5, number 6 is Berkshire Hathaway and Tesla. Tesla broke the $1 trillion market cap, but stock price tanked. So hit up there, fallen from grace, come back down, and right now it's working its way up again. So from here, the question started from semiconductor companies. Right here, there's 2. This is how you identify strong companies. Taiwan Semiconductor, backed by Warren Buffett. NVIDIA, also strongly backed by BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. And they are kind of a shoulder to shoulder, neck to neck. You can see the market cap very close, right? This is what we call great companies. And they are $500 billion. Back then, they are right now $500 million. Back then, they were about 750 billion. NVIDIA back then was leading the pack. Then until then, it kind of fallen off, right? So this is how you understand. And then you go down, ExxonMobil is the energy company, right? So this is the big focus. And of course, the rest, you can take a look like Meta right now dropped to 389 billion. MasterCard, another energy company, Chevron right here. This is owned by Warren Buffett, all right? And then for pharmaceutical company, Eli Lilly right over here, they have a blockbuster breakthrough drug product. And you go on down to understand the rest. ASML, semiconductor, AbbVie, a pharmaceutical company, Pfizer pharmaceutical company, and you go on down. Then another related to semiconductor chip, Broadcom. And of course, you have another energy stock, Royal Dutch Shell, ticker symbol SHEL, and so on. And then you go on down. So get a feel of all these great companies that is among, I rank them the top 100 based on market cap. This is a dynamic data, all right? Now this company, Danaher, is heavily talked about in Harvard Business School. They are so unique that they came out with a case study on Danaher, all right? And you know, one of the interesting thing about Harvard Business School is whatever public stocks that we talk about during that unit, and those of us with blind faith go and buy the stock, within 1 year the guy went up. And we recovered our school fees. All right, so that's how brilliant they are. They also want to help us make money. So we bought into what's suddenly my mind not working. The opposite of Pfizer is what? Holy moly, how come my brain not working right now? I took the vaccination from the French CEO, which is, okay, the brain not working right now. Can you guys help me? I took my vaccination not from Pfizer, from the other one. mRNA, Moderna. Yeah. Moderna. So we bought into Moderna and Danaher in my first year at Harvard, and we kind of pay off our school fees already. All right. So we go on down. You have Wells Fargo, Salesforce, Morgan Stanley, Netflix is right up there. BMY, another pharma company. And then you go down, Qualcomm, semiconductor, Raytheon, I'll be talking about it on Thursday in our Cozy Live Trading. We're going to have a big focus on defense stocks, and the rest, Amgen Pharma, go on down, Kind of the rest I don't have to cover already. Lockheed Martin is another defense stocks I'll be talking about on Thursday. And that's your Intel that dropped yesterday. And you can see it's right now 91, going to be kicked out of the top 100 already. And that's it. This is based on the 1 decade time frame, and I call it the trillion, right? So take your time to play with our products right here and time check. We just passed through the opening bell, and here we go.
Will continue to of a similar type that Big Pharma likes to make. At this point, sort of taking perhaps less risk and paying a bigger premium for smaller companies that have something that's close to it, not already through the approval process.
So you see up there the words Fed in focus, because why? Tomorrow is the FOMC meeting date, right? Every day there's some big topic that will dominate the news of the day, and we just absorb, connect the dots, and then every 2 weeks I'll meet up with you in the cozy live trading. So that's how it works. Now, most of you are not trading full-time as a full-time trader. You're coming in, you're trying to pick up the nuances of the market, and you don't have really the trading habits kind of set up in your daily routine, all right? So for me, I have a routine every day as a portfolio manager. And then the market is my life. I watch the market every day, Mondays to Fridays. Saturday and Sunday, I take a rest over the weekend, and that's about it. Now we're going to continue with part 2 of the class right now. And we're going to give you exposure to fire off as many trades as possible. And one of the places that I want to bring you to, for those of you who are not funded with your account yet. So let me show you how to do it. Go to the hamburger menu on the top left. Please do that right now. And then click on dashboard. And then go to trading challenge. All right. So this is for those of you who have not funded your account yet. You need some time. It's okay. We built this out for you to kind of play with it first. All right. Go to trading challenge. And once you arrive at trading challenge, click on it. And there you go. You belong to the what I call the January 2023 Wisdom Masterclass. All right. So click on it here, and there you go. So you can watch the short video, then click on the Start Trading. So this one you can do it later on. Then I click on it here, and this is where you start selecting your picks, and you start taking part in the challenge right here, right? So each one of you will start off with $100,000. 2 of you already join the challenge already, and just start playing. Daily bread, resurrection, triangulation. Start playing with it. These are paper trades. You are given $100,000 paper money to test your idea. Okay. So I've shown you this part. Then I shall go back to the analysis for today. I will start off with daily bread. So I will plan all the way out like what we done yesterday. For those of you who are coming on Thursday for the cozy live trading, we'll be playing totally new games from what we are doing tonight. All right. Tonight I just want to focus on the earning side of things, and I'm going to change the date range from 31st all the way to 14th of February. 31st to 14th of February. Here we go. Okay. So I manipulated the date range here, and you can also see here 559 companies announcing earnings. All right. So I want to expose to you all to as many flavor as possible. So the first thing right out here, we have this company called Coherent, 4.4 billion net positive purchase. All right. Now we gone through a selection yesterday. Out of the 3, we went on to play A, L, and Y. Now, for today, of course, the highest one is 4.4. You can also scroll down, look at Getty 3.5, O'Reilly 2.8, Waste Management 2.6, AMD 2.6, and so on. Now, typically for me, I will only consider companies above 1 billion net positive purchase. All right. Now, this is important, and I'm going to tell you the details that I look out for. Come, Tabby, sit down here. Shh, Tabby. Holy moly. This guy wants my attention again. Hold on a minute. Okay. Set up here. Shh. So, what are the ways to think about it? Watch what I'm doing. I scroll all the way down to see the floor. FLOOR. The floor of 1 billion stops at TC Energy. Okay? Now, I have a bias in the market now. And what is my bias? I shared with you last month, 23rd of December, the allocation of $1.7 trillion. Please wave your hands. You remember that? Yes? The money goes into what? Defense and the Ukraine war and the non-defense, all right? So what that tells us is there is a budget allocated for energy stocks to buy oil for the strategic reserve. Now, how do I backtest this idea? Okay, so I would type in buy oil strategic reserve. Let me show you. Here we go. I took the idea that based on the 1.7 trillion, the way that they allocated is like they're preparing for World War III. And I just take the idea and say Biden wants to buy oil for the strategic reserve. And here you go. The answer, US begins buying back oil for strategic petroleum reserve. And when they buy means the energy companies will just keep making money, as simple as that. Now you got a godfather buying oil already. All right? And they'll buy 3 million barrels of oil. So let's read out this interesting article from Reuters. Click on it. They begin to buy back oil for strategic petroleum reserve official. All right? This was 17 December. And how I connect the dots? I go to the article on 23rd December. So, one more time. 17 December, they tell you they're going to buy oil. But you're scratching your head, hey, the money come from where? Right? So, 23rd of December, 6 days later, through some miraculous act, boom, they got $1.7 trillion to buy oil. So, can you all see how this is connected right now? Yes, wave your hands. Yep. So, this is how you play out the scenario. And out of this budget, the oil budget is hidden where? The $40 billion for natural disaster recovery. This is the one that's hidden inside here. Now, they can also use $858 billion in defense and funding to buy oil because they justify it as a strategic reserve to defend their oil reserve or whatever nonsense they talk about. They can manipulate their money around here, all right? Then you come back here and look at a real number. We'll begin buying back oil for the Strategic Reserve Petroleum, or SPR, Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The first purchases this year's record 180 billion barrel released from the stockpile. They got to buy back 180 million at the rate of 3 million barrels for delivery in February. February is when? Tomorrow. Okay? So you think about all the oil storage, oil transportation companies out there, and the oil processing companies out there. So like my friend told me he doesn't care about the crude oil price because no matter how it goes up and down, he will make money. I say, hey, brother, how you do that? He said that, I only focus on two parts of the oil. I said, can you share with me? Yes. Number one, I only take care of the transportation of oil. As long as they need to move from point A to point B, I make money. Oh, I say, okay, not bad. How about the second part? How you make money? Oh, after I transport the oil for them, I help them store the oil. And right now, the storage has been booked up for 3 years ahead. Everybody is hedging the oil. So from Singapore to Dubai, all the oil storage containers already choked. They have reserved it to store the oil. There's bloody big business going on right now, right? So this is how my friend make money, and he doesn't care about the crude oil. I say, maybe you should have a third revenue stream. If crude oil goes to $150 per barrel, that's it. That's your third revenue stream, right? So this is the part that kind of justified by them giving money to Ukraine because of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia and so on, right? So take a look at this article. There are many articles out there, and for delivery in February of the next year, 2023. This one, it will be next month, coming up already. So this is already a telltale sign that oil companies will benefit. We know about this in December. Are we in time for the earnings announcement? Yes, earnings announcement is for the performance of their business in October, November, and December. So we take this idea, bong, we go back here, and we start from the floor of 1 billion, and we say, maybe I should look at oil companies. And I want to look at anything energy related, net positive purchase $1 billion or more. Okay, so that is my thinking right now. And this guy, the earnings were announced on 14 February, Valentine's Day, either before or after the bell. Nearer to it, we'll know. But I think what it's telling us here is buy before the earnings, all right? So are we justified in our decision of this guy? Lead investor, 529 million. The Canada Pension Plan Board, 388 million. Bank of America, 264 million. These three are very conservative company. With that, I click on TC Energy. Net positive purchase 1 billion. Net options 22 million. Green, good. Step 2. Q4 data, can you see the big difference? Some other companies, the data not in yet, it's like only 10, 20 million, right? This guy already 540 million. Now I'm going to show you one trick right now. Remember, the data is not 100% in until 14th of February, right? But I will use this as a kind of a mini indicator. 47 bought, 540 million. I'm going to click on sold. 27 million sold, 540 million bought. Is this a net positive or negative? Hello, up or down? Up. So that is your mini clue. Okay? So that's the beauty of data. That is your mini clue. And this one is so obvious, you don't have to wait for 14th of February for the full data to be in. That's already a mini clue, all right? Now, who's the one that kind of spoiled the market, give the rat away? This guy, National Bank of Canada. Very impatient to tell the world that he bought $500 million worth of energy stock. That's the one that spoiled the market, 504 million, all right? Now I want to see the full data. I go back to Q3. This is the one that will influence our thinking. All right, so here we go. Look at what? Look at here. Okay, how come my tab is very strange? Okay, look at this column here. Hold on a minute, let me move it up. That's 60% more compared to Q2. 123% more. 42% more, 95% more, 24% more. What the heck these people know that we do not know? How come they all double up? Right? So this is the kind of question you need to ask. And two of them are from very traditional conservative pension plan. Canada and the Ontario Pension Plan Trust Fund. These are very conservative funds, all right? They cannot afford to lose one. Increased by 123%. This guy, 95%. Most likely the portfolio manager have lunch together, these two guys. All right? Cannot be increased by 2 times 2x. 100% is 2x. So you go down and look at who else is crazy enough. Another one, Morgan Stanley, 97% increase. Go down. This one increased by 21x. Right? So you look at the percentage to determine the quality of all these insiders. Are they doubling down, tripling down, quadruple down, or show hand? Show hand is like Warren Buffett, 40 billion go down one. All right, so I'm very comfortable with this, and that I go to top 100. So this is a almost like perfect textbook example, green. Among the top 100, also green, 64 million. And I love to see millennium traders involved. 3,000% show hand, 33x. That is like a damn solid signal, all right? And our mathematician, James Simmons, also go in virgin, first time, 32 million. So at this step, I feel very happy about it. I say, okay, pass. Next step, shareholders. So look at the shareholders. Any major change? Yes, got one guy. Minus 22%, Bank of Montreal. Capital Research Global Investors, negative 30%. And just scroll down and have a few of all these players. All right? So we got the pension plan, very conservative. Pension plan again. And we have the Her Majesty the Queen, passed away, but they still use her name, all right? So very soon this will be changed to the King. All right. So Queen Elizabeth also invested into it. And who else is into this? I just want to have a few of all these investors, right? Okay, so all the big names are in already. And I think that's good enough for me. Go to step 3, alerts. So some companies will tell you in advance 2 earnings date, like this company here, very good, all right? So you can see April and February. 2 dates, 14 April and 27 April. 27 April and 14 February. So let's take a look at the news right over here. And I just read the headlines. I want to know why it will outperform. Click on this news. And sometimes when you read the article, it's written in a robotic fashion, means it is a robot writing, right? Can you see it's auto-generated by automated insight? So once you see an article like that, forget it, waste time. It doesn't give us the insight that we need, all right? So we skip. There's another 17 news here. And quite a number of robot articles there. Nothing insightful, so I skip reading them. And then, there you go, there's a pension plan bought $4.9 million. And today, you are buying cheaper than them. They bought at 46, you can get at 42. Okay? So that's good. We are buying below a pension fund. We go down. I want to see any insiders as in the management team, all right? Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. Depends on their disclosure. And another one. This one bought at 49. Today is 42. You are buying cheaper than them, all right? They put in $18.6 million. Go down. I think I scroll down far enough. I want to go back to step 1. Just to double check on the energy business they are specialized in, and I go and read here, all right? So it's the Canadian natural gas pipeline, liquid pipeline, power and storage. Okay, I understand. And transport natural gas from supply basins to local companies. LNG, liquefied nitrogen, and Texas, US Gulf Coast. Okay, so this is a real full-fledged energy company. I go to step 4. And let's take a look. Okay. So in Q3, this box today is trading at $42, all right? We are buying close to the bottom of the Q3 insiders box. Now that is called value investing. You are able to buy below the rest, all right? So since I'm 14 days away, remember the earnings is on 14th of February? Yes, wave your hands, confirm. Yes, hello? You have more than enough time to bargain hard. So I'm going to show you how to bargain hard right now, because you're not trying to enter the day before, you're entering about 14 days before. You got enough time to bargain. So I go and open the Yahoo chart, TRP. Click on 1 year. And then I want to draw up my Q4 box, Q3 box. So 7, 8, 9, hold on a minute. Debbie, what do you want? Shh, sit down. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Let's draw the Q3 box. 7, 8, 9. And today we are exactly here. So what am I trying to show you? I'm showing you that all the insiders who bought inside here that resulted in a positive net stock purchase, today you are buying at the bottom of their price. That's what I'm trying to show you, all right? Now, that means to say it can also possibly go a little bit lower to where? To here. $40, right? So right now it's 42.5. We can even bargain it to go to $40. So in actual fact, I would want to buy inside this box between $40 to 42.59. So that's how I determine my entry, because I got time on my side. It's not announcing tomorrow. I got 14 days to play this ding dong with them, right? So I'll imagine can go down, can go up, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and I get my best price. So if you want to bargain, it depends on when you look at the stocks, right? The traditional way of us looking at the stocks is 1 day before tomorrow's earnings. And then tonight, you look at it, you fire off the trade. But because there's an interest rate announcement going out tomorrow, I'm not too sure how it will perform. So I'm not going to risk that. There will be a lot of volatility tomorrow. And I enlarge my time period from today all the way to 14 February. Please understand, confirm you understand this part. Because after the closing bell of 14 February, then the Q4 data is out. So we only want to look at this period. Today until 14 Feb. Then I look at those with minimum 1 billion net positive purchase. Then I try to connect the dots with what's happening in the market. 1.7 trillion. You have a crazy market that wants to support the purchase of oil. And those above 1 billion net purchase, I only look for energy stocks. So that's the entire, the whole trail I went through with you to arrive at this guy. And because we have sufficient time, 14 days to bargain, you can bargain at 39.9 or 38.8 or $40, up to you. Even if you don't get your price, you can always, one day before the earnings, come in and buy at the price that you want. Please confirm you understand this. So if you are one far distance away, bargain hard. But if tomorrow is the earnings, you just want to own it, all right, so that you can catch the spike. So that's the difference in terms of timing and bargaining. All right, I hope you all catch this point. And I flip back here, and you look at this beautiful stock. So once you're ready, I think I've done my analysis. I take out my IB app. I'm going to fire off the trade right now. And here we go. Woohoo! I'm going to buy stock for this company. Ticker symbol TRP. Tonight is like everybody waiting for interest rate hike tomorrow. Nobody there to move tonight. So this is the best time to bargain, all right? Ticker symbol TRP. I'm going to buy a stock. And I'm going to kind of see what is the lowest possible price. It can drop to $38, all right? And maybe I'll go for 38.8. So I'm going to click on buy. So here we go. I'll buy at $38.80. So if you want to buy fractional shares under the quantity, just put 0.1, all right? So I don't know, it's logging in right now. Okay, limit price 38.8. And I'm gonna buy like how many? Let me calculate. Okay. Good until cancelled. Double check again. I got my price 38.8. Right now it's trading at 42.67. I think I bargained really hard. Fire away. Good until cancelled. Done. I fire off the trade already. All right. So those of you who are using IB, I show you what you should be looking at. Hold on a second. Where's that screen disappear on me? Okay, somewhere here. Okay, if you are using IB, then you see something like this. Hang on a minute. Where did I put it? Yeah, something like this, right? So this was my old screen. You go to the bottom, click on trade. Then down here, put the ticker symbol. Ticker symbol is TRP, right? So put in the ticker symbol. Now you're buying stock, not options, right? So make sure you're buying stock, not options. And after you select stock, then you can click on the button buy. Right, click on buy. Then after which, this is the part where, you know, I put the stop price. My stop price is 38.8, limit order, and you go and put in the number of shares that you want to buy, and then submit to buy. Okay. Now this part of the placing of order, you have to get used to it, and don't panic, please. If you panic, I suggest you paper trade first. All right. Because no matter how I teach you, if you don't go and click and touch here and tap here, you can never learn one. So I suggest to you, if you are not confident, paper trade first on the IB app or paper trade on our trading challenge until you are very familiar where to tap and all that. All right. Sometimes you have to go and play with it yourself. All right. So please do that and fire off the trade. So I'm going to open up the floor for question right now, just in case you all have question for me on the TRP. All right. So let me go back to here. Here we go. Any questions on the TRP? Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, so let me type this out. Any questions on the energy stock? Okay, so your question should be about the analysis, how we connect the dots and all that. So please do this part right now. Here we go. Okay, any questions? Okay, here we go. The questions are in, and here we go. The rest of you are not asking questions. I hope you are fine, all right? I take it as you understand what's happening. So try to ask your questions during the class, all right? What's the meaning of different icons, rocket, appearing below stocks which appear on Daily Bread? So those are the additional data point we want to show you. I think I gone through this yesterday about 4 rockets, 5 rockets already, right? So not too sure you missed that part. please go and watch the recording. For Olivia, is it necessary to use the IB platform? Now, one advantage of using the IB platform is this. This is the only platform that you can trade after the market closes. All right, and the special feature is called RTH. Outside, it stands for outside RTH. Just write that down. And that means you can trade outside the retail trading hours. So far, of all the brokerage houses out there in the world, I think IB is the only one that has this function. All right. So many a times when the stock price spike up already, where we straight away trade. We don't wait for the opening bell. Depends on your conviction. All right. So it gives us that unfair advantage. That's one reason. The other reason is that you must also look for companies that offer you fractional shares trading, 0.1 shares. IB has that. And the third one, I think, is because it has one of the lowest commission fees on planet Earth. Right? So that's the reason. I've been using IB for more than 20 years already. All right. So in fact, all the portfolio managers are using IB as the prime broker. Now, if you are using any other platform, make sure you have that unfair advantage. Yeah. So answer this question. Any more question on TRP? Okay, coming in, that's good. Here we go. From Pinkett. In general, daily bread does not mean super short-term entry and exit. Must buy today. So once you search at night and see earnings, you still have a time frame to enter. So again, it depends on how you define your strategy. You see, when Pinkett asks a question like this because he feels that he's not really anchored down on a particular method. Now, where's the difference between Pinkett question versus what we teach you? So first of all, you must find your ground truth, right? So it took me some time to find my ground truth. What is my ground truth? My ground truth started from this question: how to make the most money. That was my ground truth. And in the shortest amount of time. All right? So I started with this ground truth. And based on this question, I seek to find the answers. And I also seek to operationalize the answers into a platform. So the answer to my ground truth is that what I want to trade and how I want to trade is based on time squeeze. I want to squeeze time. I'm not really interested in 5 years, 10 years holding that kind. I'm not interested. My step one must be squeeze. Then and only then, if forced under circumstances, then I release the time to become a long-term investor. But I don't start off day one as a long-term investor. Big difference in thinking. All right. So some of you may say, oh, teacher, I want to be a long-term investor. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that, sometimes in life we have emergencies. Your loved one fallen sick, you need money. Your children need to go to school, you need money. And it's not like linear, straight line up, So there are ups and downs. So I'm more like making sure at any point in time I can liquidate and I can squeeze profits out. So this is my ground truth. So I ask you back, what is your ground truth then? If you say, teacher, oh, I'm a very long-term investor, I can hold forever. Oh, I'll come back here and say, I used to believe in that we can hold forever until I met this guy called Warren Buffett. All the myth about him is that he buy and he never sell. Let me tell you, that is complete bullshit. There are trades that he enter in 3 months, he get out already. So we kind of monitor his trade. For those that he hold out long term is because he cannot buy any more cheaper. Those are his long-term trades. But for those, some of his companies, I do not know why he will sell after 3 months or 6 months. All right. So I urge you, go to the top 100, look for Warren Buffett and study all of his trades. Now I've shown you the method already, right? You can click on the Occidental, see all his past trades. You can click on Apple from the first trade he made in 2016, around there. How he double up, and the final show hand, he entered together with BlackRock. And that was his final show hand. And then after that, he made very small increment. Because by then, the price already shoot up so high, he doesn't need to chase anymore. And all he does is collect the quarterly dividends, and that is like a rental income, right? So that is his strategy, because he got holding power, he got lots of cash. Now you have to ask yourself, what's your ground truth? Do you have holding power? Do you have lots of cash? Or do you need to roll money fast? All right, so with that, I hope to give you a different flavor of answering this question. All right, do you want to squeeze time, or what do you want to do? Next question by Patrick. Can we do a sell put for the options, setting price? So Patrick probably come from another camp before and then come to attend my class. If we are here to catch the spike, why would you want to sell the put? You sell the put, you limit your upside. All right. Selling put is just collecting credit, and your credit is fixed. And of course, you know, if you are comfortable like 5 to 10% in 1 month, then you do whatever you need to do. For me, I go on that strategy where I want to chase the alpha. All right. So again, what's your ground truth? Some of you are very happy making like 4% interest in the bank, or you buy bonds or whatever. Then you stick to that, okay? Olivia, do you prefer to buy energy that are already in Buffett, long term or directly? That are already in Buffett, long term or directly 1 day performance. So you can see some of my past trades, like, you know, 1 day in, 1 day out, and then I make about, I don't know, 40, 50% or 80% profit, right? So it depends on, again, this question is related to the earlier question, what is your ground truth? And by the way, you're not going to get like linear price going up. No way, you know. What you're going to get is goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, and all these up and down, whether you can handle it psychologically or not. So you must remember, the longer you stay in the market, that you're handling all this up and down, your fear and greed will come into play. Okay? So it also means that there will be many times that you will make mistakes one. Many times. Because of all this fear and greed. And then you go back, how can you squeeze the time until you got no time to fear, no time to greed? Okay? So, how many of you realize this 2 days class is a very advanced class? Wave your hands. It's not simple, no. I don't want to teach you bullshit out there, right? This is a real class, which many of your questions I thought through and gone through before already, and I'll share with you my perspective, and maybe you have you have learned something new and you have a fresh perspective, all right? So, and all these are very, very good questions. Some of you are ray traders. What is the mean of expiration date to be 14 Feb? Okay, Patrick, I don't understand your question about this expiration date. 14 Feb is about the fresh data from Q4, the complete data from Q4 will be published on 14 Feb, okay? I don't have a stock exchange where to go, I'm in New Zealand. So for Connie, if you are in New Zealand, just set up an interactive broker account. What you need is a brokerage account, not a stock exchange. You are opening up a brokerage account to trade in the US market, all right? So it really doesn't matter which country you come from because I'm going to show you this. Your search for interactive broker countries. And New Zealand is right here. Okay, so they are almost everywhere, all over the world. These are the list of countries that you can open up account with a interactive broker. All here. Okay. So that's good. We covered this. And from Bobby, what's your thought of Baba? So Baba, right over here, they finally got rid of Jack Ma, very unfortunately. It's a pain in the communist eyes because of common prosperity. So they went on a campaign to kill off all their top entrepreneurs so that they got no money, they got no power, they cannot influence the politics. So this is your Alibaba right now. Okay? And the way to look at the chart, please always remember you must set bottom left 2020. Okay? Always must look from 2020 onwards. Bottom right, give it some space. And what you learn from this chart is the moment the pandemic came, there was a massacre of the best entrepreneurs in China. Alibaba happens to be the lead example. Straight line down. Ding. Maybe I draw another way. Start from here, draw all the way down, straight line. Look at how straight this line is. Because the government wanted it to go down. This is not natural. All right. Now, Alibaba will shoot up very, very high if they manage to pull off the Ant IPO. But you all know the story right now. The government killed it off 48 hours before they went IPO. So that's the end of the era of Jack Ma, and this man decided to move his assets to Singapore. Today he's building the tallest building in Singapore, and I want to show you. You have a chance to participate in this property development. This is the Mama building that's coming up. It's called the 8 Shenton Way. So it is really the address 8, and this is backed by Jack Ma. He have moved his assets out of China to shield himself. And it was the former AXA Tower. It will be the tallest building in Singapore, right here. City's tallest building, and will be among Asia's most sustainable skyscraper. All right, this one, and it's diagonally across Capital Tower, which is the home ground of Temasek, our sovereign wealth fund. You'll be looking down at the sovereign wealth fund. This is the Jack Ma building, and this is Capital Tower, Temasek. and Jack Ma will be at the penthouse looking down at Madam Ho Chin. Okay, so that's what happens when the CCP got rid of their best entrepreneur. All of them moved their money to Singapore. All right. So go and take a look. Residential, commercial, with office building and hotel all in one. Really, really beautiful. And you have a chance to buy this property. Okay? It's going to launch soon. I've been asking them about it. Next one over here. All the bar are small. In my opinion, is as good as no trade. Sorry, no offense. So it's up to you. There's no right or wrong, and I don't feel offended at all. Because at the end of the day, it's your money that you're trading. Okay? Perfectly fine with me. You can walk away from the trade. And, you know, one thing I want to discourage you from is, don't think too much until you become a devil's advocate in the market. Everything you think there's something wrong. Then you won't fire off any trade already. Then if you don't fire off any trade, you're not really testing your analysis. Alright? So the whole game plan is to test your analysis. Don't sit on the fence. Now, if you want to find fault with any particular stock, there are thousands reasons to find fault with. I can tell you many, many reasons one. And oftentimes, like the last 20 years, there are certain stocks that will just spike up for no reason. Right? So, over time, you will develop your ground truth and then your approach. So what you guys have given me the opportunity over the past 2 days is to share with you my ground truth. And then to showcase to you how I operationalize it on a software. I build it up with my team. And then you make use of the data in the software to discover your ground truth. Maybe you have another way of looking at stocks. I do not know, right? But all the data is there. Insiders are all there. All the catalysts are there, because that's what we are really, really good at. We find all the catalysts, we put down all the dates, everything vertical timeline, and you go and find your approach. Okay? So I'm totally not offended at all. And in fact, it's a self-discovery. Okay? So continue. Any more questions on energy stock? More questions coming in? We only play spike up and never spike down, is it? From Ming Hui. Alright. So this part here, I'm a little bit biased, I have to tell you. I prefer to play up and not down. Okay, maybe it's my psyche or whatever. I like to look at things positive. Now, there are players in the market that love to play down. Alright, so for example, this is the latest news. My friend from India was just talking about it, and I encourage you guys to go and study this company called Adani Group. And we're just talking about it in our Zoom call 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was saying that this company cannot go down. This company goes down, India goes down. So what happened recently was that there was a short seller who released a very bad report on Adani, because he took a short position, all right? And as a result, the stock price went down, but he managed to pull off something that everybody don't expect him to do it, and that is a 2.4 billion share sale despite the short seller report. So I think he withstand the storm. And why is this related to the question that was asked over here? Why don't you play something that goes down? So for me, I find it difficult to play something that goes down because I'm an entrepreneur. I don't like to see things go down. I like to see things go up. So some of you, maybe a different psyche, you want to play the opposite, is okay. All right. So for me, everything is up. It's consistent one. Now, if you like to play down, then I suggest, instead of shorting the stocks, you go and buy puts. puts option, all right? So that's one of the ways you can play down without incurring unlimited losses. Now, if you do a short sale, you can go bankrupt. Just remember that, all right? Don't do a short sale. And how many crypto traders got killed in the market because they were unlimited margin trading. And don't do that as well. They got 10x, 100x of leverage by the crypto exchange, and that's how they lost their money, all right? So we don't do that. How do we know the stock spike during, what's OTH? OTH, what's OTH? I don't understand this language. It's office trading hour, is it? What's OTH? Okay, let me try to find out. Okay, so the stock will only spike. That goes to the understanding of spike, all right? So let me show you like a 10% spike would be like ALGM, all right? Let's look at ALGM. Okay, so I'm going to use this example to teach you. Ticker symbol ALGM, right? Now, this particular stock is not a spike. A spike is there is a visual gap in between, all right? What this guy has done is simply from the opening bell, I show you. From opening bell, it opened up high, it went down, and then it goes up. That's about it, all right? So this is not really a big, this is not even defined as a spike. Spike, there's an empty space between yesterday candle and today's candle, okay? So going back to your question, a stock price cannot spike during the regular trading hours. It's always spiked between yesterday and today. All right, so that's the difference. So what you can do is look over here. These are all the stocks that spike. 5.5%, 5.4%, all these are earnings. All right, so let's look at IP, for example. IP, here we go. 1 year, 1 day. Right? There's no visual distance, but it opened and start trading up. Right? So it's just moved up by about 6% right now. Okay? So the one that we want to catch is like there's a visual distance, visual gap between yesterday and today. Okay, I hope I answered that question. Which tech platform you are using other than Zoom Whiteboard to type on the screen? I'm not using the Zoom Whiteboard to type on the screen. I've got my other annotation tools. So my hardware here is quite sophisticated. So I got quite a lot of equipment next to me. So this is not the standard equipment. Okay, are we done on all these questions? Well, I think I'm losing my voice already. Here we go. One last question, outside trading. Oh, outside trading hours. Okay, so your question is, how do we know the stock spike during outside trading hours? It's found right here. Go and click on the spiking logo. And then we show you right here. All these guys. Okay? All these guys. Now another way is my old habit is I just go to the stock chart on Yahoo and look for here. It has moved up 6.52%. Right? Yesterday and today I've been showing you post-market, pre-market, the price change, right? So it's right over here. So you can go there and see it as well. Okay? So I'm done on this. Okay, any more questions on what we've gone through on the energy stock? If not, time check 11:30. I think we can push for one more. And here we go. So I started from the bottom, TC Energy, and then I moved myself up, right? Move myself up. I'm looking for energy related or defense related. There's a Walt Disney coming up, and AMD coming up. Waste management, automotive, Getty Holdings, and pharma we played yesterday. Coherent, not energy related. Okay, so I think we are done enough for this, right? So this is the full approach, what we do with the platform, and I want to encourage you all to come. Let me show you this. Here. Okay. So today is 31st. Tomorrow there will be a very, very important day, which is the interest, FOMC Fed interest announcement. And then there are 2 dates I need you all to write down on your calendar. The first one is 2nd of February, 15th of February, and 16th of February. All right. So let me explain to you these 3 dates. 2nd of February is our Cozy Live Trading event that's held twice every month. And we kind of position on 2nd Feb, 1 day after the Fed announcement of interest rate hike. Then we know how to position for the month, all right? 15th of Feb is our Trade Through the Night event. The fresh data that is out, we trade on the night itself, 20 positions. And then the next Cozy Live Trading will be 16th of February, all right? So another way for you to look at this data is you go back to here, go to the hamburger menu, all right? And I think it's under book courses. Go to book courses. So dashboard, followed by book courses, all right? Click on book courses. Boom. And all of our live events are shown here. Okay? So today you're attending this one called Spiking Wisdom of the Greatest Stock Investor Program. This is the next upcoming Cozy Live Trading. Starts in 2 days. And then the Trade Through the Night will be on the 15th of February, right? So again, we organize our data in such a way you can easily access it under book courses and go through all this at your pace. Now, for those of you who want to come for this Thursday, please make sure you subscribe to the spiking.com Cozy first, all right? Then you can kind of go for the Cozy Live Trading. Now, you should start early because why? Tomorrow officially is the 1st of February already, all right? So it's really a good time to start planning for your entire year, Feb to Feb, 2023 to 2024. And this one, I can give you the preview. I'll be talking about 6 topics, very big topics. One is the Taiwan war and the US war. That's really, I think, I kind of figured it out already, which will relate to topic number 2, which are the defense stocks we need to position ahead. All right, so we'll take some kind of a clue from the weapons that's being supported to the Ukraine, and we're going to reverse engineer that with some insider trading data. Then we go to point number 3, which is our energy stocks position. All right, so energy stocks, take a look right now at energy prices. Let me show you. Here we go. This is the crude oil price. All right. So back in 2020, crude oil fallen to negative $40 per barrel. This was like crazy, right? It went negative because of the big scare of the pandemic. And then from that point onwards, you draw a line, it's like straight line, right? It just goes up. So it touched the peak of 125 down here. With no war, right? With no big scale war other than the Russia-Ukraine war. I'm not even talking about the China take over Taiwan and the US fight China and all that, all right? So this precursor set a benchmark for war to happen in the future. If a simple war between Ukraine and Russia pushed the oil price to 125, all right? Then I move it down. Then the question I ask is, what kind of war will trigger the price to go 150? Okay? Maybe there's an eruption in Europe, a war triggered by NATO. Maybe there's a Israel-Iran war. Maybe there's a North Korea missile that fly to the wrong place, killed many people. Many reasons. So as a result, Joe Biden has kind of set a price floor. He will keep buying oil at $75 per barrel, all right? Because he reactivated the strategic reserve of oil. And right now it's floating this way. One thing that's going to happen is China full-scale opening up. Then it goes that way. Okay? So that's what I'm going to share with you on Thursday. And the last three topics, I shall leave you with a cliffhanger. So let me right now summarize what we've gone through over the past 2 days. A big summary. And please pay attention. Let me go right over here. And here we go. What you've gone through over the past 2 days is this. The Spiking Wisdom of the Greatest Stock Investors program, and we kind of look at, first of all, the concept of COZY, 3 instruments to begin with, which will be the foundational block. And then we go through the timeline, we say, which was the first year I started investing, that was in year 2000, and then map all the way to 2030 to cross 30 years of track record, right? And we say what happens along the distance. So along the way, by the way, I have clarity of thought. And this clarity of thought started from here. A development of the thinking from COZY to launching the war and then developing the fiat methodology. Right? So you've gone through that on day 1. Then the operationalization of the insider trading data. The core product that we have built is found right here. Daily bread, resurrection, triangulation, and greatest of all time. From 1 day, 1 month, 1 quarter, we push all the way out to 1 year. This is the core product of our engine. Next to it is Bitcoin, you only live once. And really, what we are doing this for is to cross the finishing line on the 3 generations grid, all right? So this is what you've gone through over the past 2 days. Now, I want to leave you with some thoughts that will kind of help you as an investor, all right? I'm going to go through with you the who, what, where, when, why, and how. And please get your pen ready. Number 1, who do you want to believe in when it comes to investing? Very important. I started my investing career believing in Benjamin Graham. After 3 years, I gave up. I said, what? I just can't do the financial analysis that way. So the who, over time, transformed from all the big giants, from Peter Lynch, Warren Buffett, Bill Ackman, And whatever books I can grab hold of, I read about close to 700 books, all right? Then I realized that no matter how I read, I can never catch up, you know. So the answer to me, the who today, is basically the total of all the best money managers on Wall Street. Now, how do you define who is the best money manager? Someone with an asset under management, $100 million or more. So what we've done, we captured every single one of them on our Spiking platform. So we tackle the who. Then the second question of ground truth that you must reconcile and accept is, what is the instrument that will help you get rich to become a millionaire, right? So that what becomes very critical, because many a times people get distracted easily. They jump from instrument to instrument, or they jump from concepts to concepts, strategies to strategies, jack of all trades but master of none. So I call that the what under cozy. Cryptos, options trading, that's all that we do, all right? And finally we say why equals to yes, so that yes, we commit, we don't get distracted anymore. We stick to this instrument that will give us the most wisdom. Next is a question of where. Which market you want to trade in. And if after going through the 2 days class, you want to return to your Bursa Malaysia, Singapore exchange, then I think I failed miserably as your teacher. You should only go to the most liquid market of the world that can give you the 5 to 100% movement in one day. And that today is the US market. When is a question of time. And which is very much related to your ground truth. My ground truth for when is time squeeze. How to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And I call it the time squeeze. So the time squeeze kind of forced me to look for catalysts, which if you go through the who, what, where, when, and why is to answer the catalyst question. Why would the stock price spike up? What are the reasons for a spike? There are about 88 different reasons, but the one that fulfills the concept of war, why do we need to go to war? Because there must be a wow event with an announcement date that must be recurring. Then it satisfies the why we get in today and not tomorrow. So, who, what, where, when, why, and the why always answer this question, will it spike? And then finally, we left with the last question, how? How are we going to do all this? And the answer is in front of you. By connecting all these dots together, from theory, concept, strategy, linking it with live data, and with a continuous learning, because the market will keep changing. We present to you Cozy Live Trading every 2 weeks. We come back, we reanalyze the market, look for opportunities, play again, and play again. All right? So the who, what, where, when, why, and how is my vision of Spiking as a fintech to support you. Hybrid of education, where you learn from us the best strategy. Hybrid of trading not because of someone said so, but trading based on proprietary AI data. We build it out on the platform. So you learn the strategy, you trade on the AI data, and you share your winning trades. So if you've noticed that we're kind of a mini culture in our community, where students are used to posting their winning trades as a testimony to themselves, not to other people, all right? Because you are out there trying to collect your winning trades. So learn, trade, share becomes our key pillar of our Spiking community. So I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, you have graduated from the 2 days class. I'm very, very proud of all of you. Please give yourself a big round of applause. Yay! You done it! Woohoo! So, thank you very much, and we are not done yet. Now, you've gone through the 2 days, but it's just the beginning. So I give my really, really best. I'm totally out of voice right now. Trying to give you everything I know in the market over a short span of 2 days, and you and I know that it's not enough, right? So I encourage you to come back for regular cozy live trading. I think that is the one that I'm able to pass on my best knowledge because of the changing market. Now, there's another message I want to leave you off with, and that is this message, the theme, THEME, that I call it, do not be afraid, be strong and courageous. This is the period of uncertainty, but more than so, you must be equipped with the skill sets to create sustainable wealth. That's my deep, sincere desire for all of you. Don't be afraid, because you look at the market out there, you kind of feel like overwhelmed and you do not know what to do. Then it is a time when you look at this picture, you are like the David fighting against the Goliath. But in actual sense, what we have done with the platform is we are fighting alongside with the giants of the market. We are not one small little guy out there being crushed. So that's the big difference of how we built the platform. Now, typically for us, before we end off the class, is also my calling that, I will always spend some time to pray for all of our students. So if you are okay, can you just wave your hands and allow me to say a prayer of blessing for you? And if you're okay with that, let's close our eyes. Heavenly Father, thank you so much that I can last my voice until now. And I thank you for this wonderful class of students who aspire to learn the art of trading. And they come forward as a humble bunch of students ready to absorb the knowledge. So, whenever we are thinking about knowledge, we are thinking about wisdom. And it is through you, your promises, that you told us that, and you keep telling us that if any one of you lacks wisdom, you can ask of it. So I pray for all of you right now that we'll ask Heavenly Father to grant you the spirit of wisdom, to see things that other people cannot see, and to decipher the truth, to connect the dots, and to complete the analysis. That you open up our eyes as we learn more and more about the market. You unveil to us the secrets, that we grow in standing and we grow in wisdom. So I pray for you the first gift of wisdom. Second, many of you come to the class because you wanted a financial breakthrough. I hear you. And just as I always prayed, the same prayer, oh Lord, that you appoint me the gatekeeper of your wealth, let your money flow through me. I ask the same as of my students. Let your money flow through them. Let them experience wealth. Let them understand what it means to handle big money. From this seed of faith that we plant today, you will sow and reap a bountiful harvest. And I ask that the gates of wealth be opened up to you, that you will have a chance to experience it and do good with the money. Just as the parable of the talents, you will invest and you will multiply and you grow and you pass on to your future generation. That is my second prayer for you. My third prayer for you today is this. In 2023 all the way to 2024, I pray for you a spirit of courage and boldness, that you dare to try new things, that you dare to visit new countries, and perhaps it's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. Many of you are thinking of a career switch. Many of you are thinking of setting up a new business, and perhaps some of you feels that you lost the fire and the passion. You want to start something new, but you are held back by past issues. I pray for you today. The keyword is called reset. I pray for you a spirit of reset, that you are given this fresh breath of life to try something new, leaving behind your past, and you shall be set free. That if you are given the chance to do things all over again, what would you do? I give you this courage to pursue it, and you should be the head and not the tail, and all these things I pray shall come to pass. I want to thank every one of you that you give me this chance to say this prayer, and I want to say the final words. Dear Lord, you will bless upon our students. All will be well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Wow, fascinating. Every time I pray, got different insights. And I feel that in this cohort of students, a few of you really wanted a pure reset. Now, what is the definition of reset? I try to explain to you. A reset means that you are perhaps at the season of your life bogged down with many past legacy issues. How to explain this? Past legacy issues would be something like you are crying for help and say, oh, can I just get out of this nasty situation and start afresh? This is a fair request, I want you to know. And at different seasons, some of you will encounter it. Only a minority of you, your whole life will never encounter this. But different seasons, most of you will encounter it. That you wanted a restart, a refresh. Now, how do you go about doing that? I want to suggest to you 3 ideas. You know, I was given this verse when I attended church service on Sunday, and I want to share with you. Actually, a very, very powerful verse. I think I put it on my Facebook page. Let me try to find it right now. So it's right over here. Hang on, let me log into my Facebook first. Let me see, go into Facebook and okay, I think I found it. It is right here. I think this is the one that going to speak to some of you. And it says over here, I read for you the verse. The Lord has said to Abraham, leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I'll show you. I'll make you into a great nation. I'll bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. I'll bless those who bless you, and curse those who treat you with contempt. All the families on earth will be blessed through you. Now, of course, I'm not like misquoting out of context just to share this with you. But sometimes for you to reset, you have to change friends. Sometimes for you to reset, you have to change environment. And sometimes for you to reset, you have to change relatives. Hard to say it out, but it's like this. I share you my personal testimony. At one season of my life, I was going through the valley of the shadow of death. And it was that point in time, my relatives shunned me. All of them escaped, just don't want to have anything to do with me. So worse that we were not even invited to the Chinese reunion dinner. Now, for us as a Chinese, that is like, holy moly, the end of the line. So that season of my life, I was shunned. And guess what is the season today? The very relatives that left me wanted to connect with me again. And I say, thank you, I think we have enough. Sometimes it's just like that, all right? It's not about heartless and anything like that. It's just that you got to start afresh and hang out with new people that will give you fresh breath of life. Another example I want to share with you is, there's this friend of mine, since last year, he got the golden visa from Dubai. He was telling me all about it, how he got it and all that. And I remember I asked him for more than 10 times, hey, can you help me or not? And then, he said, no. Then this trip to Dubai, I met up with another friend. I just mentioned to him one time, I'm thinking about golden visa. I say, Clemen, you want golden visa? I say, yeah. Okay, confirm you want? I say, yeah. Pick up the phone, make a call, done. 2 different kinds of friends, right? So, I pray for you just now because I encountered it in my own personal journey. And I want you all to have fresh friends, fresh environment. That's how you reset and restart. So I hope my ending words will encourage all of you. All this, my blessing came from the market. I'm very, very blessed. And God showed me so much wisdom that I take on my personal journey to always pray for my students. And I'm quite shameless about praying. And I also pray for prisoners. Like, I'm not too sure if you see on my Facebook, like this picture here, all these people are ex-prisoners. And one of them, I literally counseled him from inside the prison until outside the prison. And I'm not going to tell you who. And this place is run by prisoners. It's near to the court. I know what's the court called? What's the name of the court? There's a cafe near to the court in Singapore, run by prisoners. All right. So there's this big plug here called Glory to God and all that. So because of that, my journey of praying for prisoners, I became shameless in praying. So thank you very, very much for giving me this chance to teach you over the 2 days, share with you my ground truth and my personal journey. And please join us. And if you have benefited from the program, please, tell your friends, your colleagues, your family members about it. Tell them to join me in my next class, all right? So I really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the Spiking team. Thank you for supporting us. We are still a startup, and we need all the support from all of you. Thank you very, very much, and may God bless all of you. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. God bless you. God bless you. Good night. God bless you. Good night. Good night. Good night. God bless you. Good night.